Okay, so this video is going to be a quick introduction to the concept of mass communication and text. And after you're done watching this video, you can take a quiz to check your understanding. Quiz isn't part of your grade. It's not like that kind of quiz. I don't do those kind of quizzes. The quiz is to check your understanding and to help you learn. So after this video, when you take the quiz, you're going to get all the questions right. You might not just get them right the first time, but you're going to retake it until you get it. And it's only a 3-question quiz, and it's multiple choice. And you'll understand it. You'll be fine. So don't stress out on quiz stuff. I'm not into that. So let's get into it. Mass communication and text. So let's start with this term mass communication, because to know what a text is, you kind of have to understand what mass communication is. So if you think about mass communication, that word mass, in my mind when I think mass, I think big, which is, to me, that's probably a good thing, because it's like big communication, sending out messages to lots of people. So when you hear mass, most people think big. And then communication is like exchanging ideas and information. Okay, so what is mass communication? Well, mass communication is doing something that allows the creator to communicate with lots of people over a long period of time, which is a huge concept. And lots of things could fall into this. And you could probably argue your way into lots of things that we wouldn't traditionally consider to be examples of mass communication being mass communication, because all you got to do is prove that whatever this thing the person made is allowing the creator of this message to communicate with lots of people over a long period of time. Here's the most common things we think about when we think about engaging in mass communication. You are doing mass communication if you write a book, if you make a movie, if you record a song, if you publish a blog, if you publish a magazine, if you make a TV show, if you make a commercial. Those are pretty straightforward examples of mass communication. Where it becomes a little bit different is, or a little trickier, is when we think about something like making a video game. Like, is that mass communication? Like, are we communicating a message to people over a long period of time? Well, like a video game can be played by people over a long period of time, so it meets that requirement. Then the question would be like, is that video game communicating anything? And I would say it's on a case-by-case basis. Like, some video games do communicate, like a story. Some video games do have a point of view or some story to tell. Other video games are just for fun. And your interpretation of that video game would probably decide whether or not it's mass communication. So it's kind of tricky. The things that are easier, though, are like writing a book, making a movie, recording a song, the stuff I mentioned earlier. So, because we know what mass communication is, doing something that communicates with people over a long period of time, the way we mass communicate is through text. So, text is an individual example of mass communication, or it's the thing a person makes in order to do mass communication. So I make a movie so I can do mass communication. I make a TV episode because I want to tell this story to lots of people over a long period of time. I write a book because I've got a story or ideas I want to share with lots of people, potentially over a long period of time. I do like an issue of a magazine, or I write an article in a magazine. I make an advertisement. I write a song, or I compose a whole album. You notice that this is not super cut and dry, right? We could have a text that could be a song, or a text could be the whole album altogether. The thing that's not the text is Miley Cyrus. A person is not a text, but a person can make a text. So when you start thinking in a minute about a text that defines you, if you're like, oh my gosh, I love Earl Sweatshirt. Okay, cool. Earl Sweatshirt's not a text, but the songs he makes are, the albums he makes are, those are the texts. So a text is an individual example of mass communication. It's a thing a person makes in order to communicate with lots of people over a long period of time.